Tony Gwynn Jr.
We all headed to back in park.
Chris Ello.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put an end to all of the back-end parkers. I'm just going to ram somebody in the driver's side door.
And Matt Scraby.
Now I'm being judged because I pull forward into my parking spot.
Don't blame us for any side effects.
You thrilled our fans throughout the postseason with a great performance.
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
Oh, my goodness, and not a moment too soon. We welcome you into probably the shortest edition of Gwynn and Chris you're going to hear this or any year. Is Sam done with the post-game show, honestly?
I think he is.
Is he going to come back in and go, wait a second. I forgot to give right-handed backup off the bench pinch runner award of the game. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah, they got an award for everything on that post game.
Did they have one today?
I don't know. There must have been a pinch runner of the game or, something or other along the line. Padres do win. Oh, goodness. Thank goodness they did win. 3-0 over the Pirates today. Otherwise, they would have been swept. And a couple of things. Let's first get this out of the way. Scraby's here. I'm here. We're in the 55th floor penthouse of the Circa Resort here in Las Vegas. Actually, broadcasting live.
We're very relaxed right now.
Yeah, we're actually in my penthouse room. The ladies who were fawning us with the palms,
they had to leave.
They had to take a break. But we appreciate everybody at Circa for having Scraby and I out. We're going to be broadcasting live tomorrow from the hotel and getting you ready for their big promotion coming up this year for the NFL season. We've been to Circa, I think, 3 or 4 of the last 5 years, Scraby and I, and it's fun to be back. So we're doing the show from here today. So let's get that said. And Tony, of course, is now going to be heading to Tampa, Florida, and he'll join us from there for a full 4-hour show tomorrow on the Padres' day off. But I think the first thing we got to do, Scraby, before we talk about anything today is give our own award out.
Okay.
A Chris and Scraby special award of merit today.
Award of merit?
Yes, we're giving out a special award of merit today to one Manuel Machado.
I was planning on bringing this up.
Manny Machado, on one batted ball today, had to run full speed at least 270 feet. That's right. He scored from first base on a Jackson Merrill triple today.
I think he only had 271 feet in him. So
yes, right.
He was almost out of gas.
He did not run the base. He did not round the bases too wide. He was saving ground. But Manny made it all the way around. I'm only joking and doing this because we had people write into us before the show from our chat and say, Chris better recognize Manny for running hard today. Scraby was quick to point out, though, that his first at-bat today hit into a double play, and he did his usual, barely jog to first base. And I told Scraby, I said, well, it's a good thing he did that because he had to save up. He knew that his energy would be needed later in the game. And so he made it all the way around.
He did.
And that was a big play. It was a big hit by Jackson Merrill, part of the 3-0 win today. I know I'm unreasonable. I really did. I really am. I expect these guys to play hard 100% of the time. I know that's just a fault of mine to, the high expectations of dealing with me. So.
You know what I don't like is that now every time I see someone not running, I think about you.
Yeah, it happens.
Think about how angry you probably are in the moment.
I don't even get that angry anymore. I just kind of nod my head. It's almost what I expect. I did think it was interesting, and we don't have enough time to really get into this whole thing because we have such a short time, and I definitely want to talk about the game and the series. But I did see last night where the Milwaukee Brewers, who, by the way, have the best record in baseball, so they also have a manager who's back-to-back manager of the year. Right? He's won it 2 straight years. Pat Murphy.
Wasn't he a Padres manager?
He was for a short time. Yes,
he
was.
Why didn't the Padres get him?
Well, they didn't think he was up to the task. No,
and he wasn't.
Well, I don't know. He finished the season one year. I forgot who he was, Andy Green or somebody like that. Didn't finish the year, and Pat Murphy was put in charge.
It was Bud Black, I believe.
Maybe Bud Black. Yeah, okay. And one of those years. And so, yeah, Pat Murphy finished up. But so he's two-time manager of the year. The Brewers have the best record in baseball. And, oh, by the way, last night, rookie phenom Cooper Pratt, and I say phenom because, remember, this is a guy that was paid like a 7-8 year contract for $100+ million before he ever even made it to the team.
Yes, before.
Right? And so now he's been playing some shortstop. Anyway, he hit a bloop fly ball down the line last night in their game and did not run as hard as he could have.
Oh, no.
And he ended up stopping at first base. Pat Murphy took him out of the game right then and there.
Like he sent in a pinch runner?
Sent in a pinch runner. And,
wow.
And the shot of Cooper Pratt was kind of like, what's going on here? Like, am I?
No one has ever held me accountable for my actions.
And you know what? That's right. He was being held accountable. Pat Murphy was not actually, I don't think, mean about it. After the game, he just said, "Look, we expect him to hustle. He needs to know. This is how you're in the big leagues now. You hustle, all you run, everything." And Cooper Pratt was asked about it, and he was matter of fact in saying, "Yeah, totally my fault. That'll never happen again."
He took blame and fault and all.
Right. He said, "I messed up. I shouldn't. That's my mistake. I can't assume something like that." Because he said he thought the ball might go foul, so he didn't run immediately out of the batter's box. But he said, no excuse. It's not a good excuse. And so anyway, and yes, Cooper Pratt is different from Manny Machado. But the fact of the matter is, this is where my hustling argument is born from.
Okay.
That
I do need the origin story.
Right. That's the origin of it, is that guys, to a lot of big league managers, not just us old people that are on the lawn, but actually to a lot of big league managers, hustling all the time is really, really important. But what was more important than that was the 3-0 win that you absolutely positively had to have today. I mean, I want to thank Paul Skeens for rediscovering himself last night.
No, I think Paul Skeens wants to thank the Padres for helping him discover himself.
Paul Skeens hadn't been able to retire a single batter for 2 months, and he comes in here last night. He's got his velocity back. Everything's fine. And, so he doesn't allow a run. They win that ball game. We'll talk about Mason Miller giving up the home run in the 9th inning. But, yeah, it was, to me, this was really a must today because you can't get swept by Pittsburgh at home.
No.
If you're planning on nailing down the wild card.
I said this a few weeks ago when they came home from, or was it last week when they came home from playing the Mets and they lost 2 of those 3 games? These are teams that you need to beat. You need to win the series. You don't want to end up at the end of the year thinking, hey, what if we won that 1-0 game against the Pirates on August 27th?
Well,
25th.
It could be, but I mean, you're going to lose some series, even to teams you should beat. So you have to just file it away. And the way I try to look at this is they swept the Twins. So if you look at it in the way I'm about to, you could say, well, we won 4 and lost 2. So in a sense, we won the series against the Twins. We won the series against Pittsburgh. It just was in a different.
So it's like a plus-minus thing?
Yes, we went 4-2, which is what we, was acceptable to us. We just went about it a little differently. But here was the thing today. You hear, and this is interesting to me because I thought about this as I was watching the game today. You hear the term clutch hitting all the time, right?
Yes.
Is he a clutch hitter?
Yeah.
That was a clutch hit. This is a big spot. Some guys, can't do it in the clutch. Some guys are just great in the clutch. And then there's been a lot of conversation over time from analytics people about whether there even is any such thing as clutch. If it's just a matter of happenstance that you drive in a lot of runs one year and one year you don't drive in a lot of runs. And so, 1 year you're clutch, 1 year you're not clutch. But the point being, clutch hitting is definitely a thing in baseball. You hear it all the time. Here's a term you never hear in baseball, but it's just as important. How about this one, Scrape? Clutch pitching. You never hear anybody say anything about clutch pitching.
Oh, hold on. Pitchers get a lot of the credit.
They get a lot of key outs. There are big spots. That was a big out. That was a big strikeout. That was a big moment. But he got out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
He escaped the jam.
Yeah.
But you just don't hear the term clutch pitching. Today was clutch pitching. That's all it was, all day long. Right on down the line. 4th inning, 2 men on. Vasquez is throwing the ball around the yard. I don't know what happened there.
With the balk? What the heck was that?
Yeah, he ends up getting out of that jam. Bases loaded. 6th inning, first 2 men get on. Kyle Hart's in the game. He comes that through and gets out of that inning. No run score. 7th inning, Griffin Canning. First 2 men get on. Canning gets a huge strikeout there to get the first out of the inning. And then Matsui comes in and gets the last 2 after giving up an infield single that loaded the bases. That's clutch pitching.
That is.
And those were clutch pitches because it wasn't like the Pirates in those situations were making loud outs. They were getting pitched to where they could not do a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Matsui made some great pitches there to allow, and even to Horwitz before that, but they had no chance to hit those. So that's clutch pitching. And then it happened one more time in the 8th inning. When Bradley comes in, he gives up the first 2 guys again, get on base, strikeout, and he got out of that inning. So there was a lot of clutch pitching today.
Definitely a lot of clutch pitching. I'm just I am a little worried about where the offense has gone. We're late in the year, and that's why I'm worried. Because right now you cannot afford for your offense to go into a stretch where you're not very good.
Okay. They were not very good in this series, but I'm going to tell you, first of all, we talked about Ashcraft at the beginning.
Yes, we did. He was
a
very
darn good pitcher.
Yes.
We know what Skeens is capable of, and he got back to it. Bubba Chandler's not exactly a bad pitcher either.
He's not, no.
Kid who pitched today. He's a young up-and-comer. And the Pirates have some good pieces in the bullpen. But your memory is a little faulty, as usual, Mr. Scraby.
I'm not saying it's not.
Because you are upset and not upset. You're concerned because they only scored 5 runs in this whole series.
Yes.
But the previous series, not that long ago, they scored 6+ in every game against the Twins, and it was the first time all year that they did that. I'm not ready to say the offense is in a big slump. They had 3 really good hitting games against the Twins, all over the ballpark, runners in scoring position, coming through with big hits, big innings. And now, this series they didn't. I mean, they were 3 for 23 with runners in scoring position in the series. You're not going to score many runs.
No, you're definitely not going to score many runs. I guess today I felt a lot better just because Jackson he showed up today. He looked a lot better. I heard Craig Stammen after the game telling everyone about how he felt after Monday's loss where he had those 2 bad at-bats. I guess he sat in his locker for an hour in his uniform talking to everyone about what he could do better. So
yeah,
I don't want him to take things that hard.
Well, but you want to know that he cares.
And he does.
But I don't need him to sit there for an hour to know that he cares. Wallowing in it is not going to necessarily help.
It was more of an advice in like, what can we do next type of thing. And once they were done, he moved forward.
Well, there's no question that he doesn't want to have a situation like that again with the bases loaded and a huge spot in the ball game and, just needing a fly ball or something like that to win the game Monday night, and obviously striking out on 3 pitches. So that is going to be, something that sticks with Merrill. But yeah, he bounced back, had 2 big hits today, scored a run, drove in a run with the triple. Fernando went 1 for 13 in the series, but I hate to say the old, that's baseball, but that's baseball. He's been crushing the ball. You couldn't get him out. Last week, he was the player of the week in one of the easiest selections in baseball history.
Yeah.
But the same guy in the very next 3 games goes 1 for 13, and you say, what's going on? I don't think anything's going on. Just was the way it went. So I'm glad they got out of there with a win. That's the big deal.
Yeah, they needed a win today. They're going into Tampa playing a very tough Tampa team. It's going to be. I feel like it's going to be a lot of 1-0, 2-1.
You think it'll be the same thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Just when you're thinking that, that's probably what it won't be. But
I also heard some good news today from Craig Stammen that Casey Mize will be pitching on Friday. So
that is really good news.
No big deal.
The
about
fact
his
that
ankle.
he's not going to miss a start on that ankle. Estrada did go back on the injured list today. He's been kind of fighting it, in and out.
Yeah.
But
impingement, shoulder impingement.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
That sounds like something I have every single day I wake up.
An impingement does sound painful.
Yeah. I mean, anytime there's an itch on the top of my head and I reach for it,
it's an impingement.
My shoulder's impinged on the way up. So that seems like a pretty common thing.
I know me. Adam's listening. Adam, we need to put him on the IL. He needs to cure this impingement.
I need some time on the IL, that's for sure. But anyway, okay, we're broadcasting. We need to go to 33.
33.
Yes, we got our new clock. It is 100. And I looked at the clock, but in my room there's a clock thermometer thing. A scale 109 degrees in Las Vegas right now, and that's down from 111 about 15 minutes ago. So
yeah, and your room
this is crazy.
Feels like 111.
And I'm using your expertise.
It didn't work.
We're turning the air.
It didn't work.
Cold as we can, and it's not working.
It keeps popping on for like a second, and then it goes off.
Yeah.
So I think you might be making a room change or something.
Really? You might have to make.
Are you going to sleep in this all night?
No,
this is like sleeping outside.
Yeah, I might have to get somebody up here. It's too warm. It's getting warmer by the minute.
It is.
We keep turning the air on, and then I think you're right. It runs long enough for me to reach up and go, oh wait, there's my shoulder impingement again.
My impingement.
Darn it! I reached up. But I know you reach up and you check the fan, and the air's coming out, and then I think as soon as I walk away, it stops working.
Let's talk about our experience a little bit today, because we got picked up by a driver, which we never do, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you think he was very disappointed when we came walking up?
We even told him on the way over that this is not your greatest celebrity pickup of all time.
He was very nice.
He was a good guy.
Nice.
Marlon was a good guy. Yeah, I felt for him when he saw you and I come walking up, and you went, "Hey, that's us." And he was like, "Oh."
He's
really?
like, "Oh man,
yeah,
there goes my tip."
Yeah, my best buddy, which is not true. He got a good tip.
Okay, good.
But yeah, he's like, my best buddy just took, I don't know, some really important celebrity to their hotel, and he was taking us. But no, we didn't last year. We got the big stretch limo.
Yes.
We didn't get that today.
That's okay.
But I will exchange that for the fact that when we landed in Las Vegas, your phone rang like almost instantaneously.
Yeah.
And Marlon said, I'm down here at the baggage. I'm waiting for you.
He said, I found your guys' baggage claim if we need to wait for
right.
bags.
So I would rather the guy be ready to take me to the hotel right away than, be in a stretch limo, but I have to wait for it.
Kalos is saying, Odyssey treating you all well. I'm glad. Odyssey does treat us well, but this is all Circa Resort.
Yeah, this is not Odyssey.
Circa is having us out because we're going to be doing a show tomorrow promoting their Circa Survivor contest, and we'll have much more information.
Yeah,
$30 million in prizes.
It's a big deal. We'll talk all about it all day.
But
tomorrow.
they are taking care of us.
Yeah, they're the ones taking care of us. As a matter of fact, our boss, Autumn Klug, is mad that we're even here.
No, he's not.
He's not taking care of us in any way, shape, or form.
I won't even let you joke about that.
Do not think that he's happy for the fact that we are getting the star treatment here in Las Vegas. A little note here real quick before we go off. We're watching the Dodger game here in my room, and Roki Sasaki just threw a pitch, and the trainer came out, and he and the trainer left together there. That is the fourth inning in Atlanta.
Oh, he did leave the game.
Yeah, the Dodgers are winning 3-2. Tommy Edman has had a good game here. He's got a double and a 2-run homer, but the Braves have a couple of men on here, and Sasaki just left the game with the trainer. So that could be something to keep an eye on because, if the Dodgers lose Sasaki, they only have maybe Ohtani could fill in for him or something. You know what I mean? They don't have a lot of other choices, the poor Dodgers, who, by the way, got Glass now back, and he looked great last night. And, of course, Snell has been pitching lights out since he came off the near-death list that he was on all summer. So,
hey, you know who's coming off the near-death? This is coming from Andy in the chat. I missed this in today's news, but apparently Yu Darvish has thrown his second full bullpen.
I did see that. AJ Cassavell actually tweeted something out about that. And I honestly didn't even read it because I didn't even think there was reason to read it.
Yeah, he says that he's not going to make any promises. He wants to come back. He doesn't know, but
this year?
No, not this year.
Oh.
But he is pitching, and who knows what he does in the future. He still is under contract.
Well, I wouldn't mind having Darvish as my number 4 guy to begin next year. But right now I'm focused on this year, and right now the Padres stay a game up on Arizona for the last wild card and 2 games back of the Phillies. Yes, both the Phillies and Diamondbacks won today, and then the Padres followed suit 3-0 over the Pirates. It's Gwynn and Chris with myself and Mr. Scraby hanging out in, I don't know, our version of the Bill House Studios, which is now a 55th floor penthouse at the Circa Resort.
You know what? We need Bill Howe right now. Bill Howe can come out and fix this AC.
No kidding. This AC thing is becoming an issue.
I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't want to complain about Circa, but I want to show that Bill Howe can help us. So what do we do?
I think we're going to leave the room is what we're going to do because I'm about to sweat my way right out of here as we go till 6 o'clock on Gwynn and Chris.
I don't understand it either.
Vegas, actually my 55th floor penthouse suite. It really isn't, but that's what we're calling it because it sounds better.
It is on the 55th floor.
It is on the 55th floor, and it sounds like a nice, it is a nice room. Problem, air conditioning is broke, and it's 109 degrees outside, and it's starting to get toward that temperature inside. So I spent the entire break trying to get the air conditioning guy up here. He could be arriving at any moment, and if he does arrive, there will be a quick break in the show to let him into the room.
Oh, I'll keep going. You could go let him in.
No, yeah.
We're locked in until 5:54.
No, we absolutely have to have the air guy. Little update from the Dodger-Brave game. They did take Sasaki out. We haven't heard exactly what. I'm sure at the moment they're going to say precautionary. It didn't look like he grabbed his arm or anything like that, but he did come out of the game. And the very next batter for Atlanta with 2 runners on hit a fly ball deep into the left field corner. And it's nice to see at least the Dodgers have one player who's kind of just a schlub out in the field.
It's very strange to see.
Oscar Hernandez reached for this fly ball and didn't even get his glove on it. He just missed it entirely. And 2 runs scored. So Atlanta's taken a 4-3 lead in that Dodger-Brave game.
They're paying him a lot of money to be a DH. And
well, he's not the DH, though, right now. He's playing left field.
I know, and he's not very good at it.
He's not playing it very well. Of course, Tucker on the other corner is making a ton of money. And Pajes, the center fielder, is out for most of the rest of the season. So it's really costing the Dodgers too, isn't it? They're just they're just really falling apart like a cheap suit. Those poor guys. All right, Padres over the Pirates 3-0. Last night's game 1-0 Pirates, and I got to be honest, crazy night. I went out to dinner with some friends. You know me, Scrape. I always DVR the game, planning on watching it when I got home. But one of those occasions, as we were walking back to our car, there was a big, sports bar type thing, and I just happened to glance at the TV at the wrong moment, and Mason Miller was on the mound. And that's the first thing I saw.
It's usually a good thing.
Right. So I'm like,
or at least a decent thing.
We're about to win this game. If Mason Miller's on the mound, it must be the 9th inning, and the Padres are going to win. So I allowed myself, to just look at the score box and just go, what the hell? I'll find out what the score is and, won't worry about it tonight. And the score box said 1-0 Pittsburgh as I walked by last night. And so I'm like, well, that's interesting. They're bringing Mason Miller in a game where they're losing 1-0. They must really want this win tonight. I never thought for a second that the run had been given up by Mason Miller just a moment before I looked up at the TV.
I thought the same thing. So, I mean, you could tell everyone who knows anything about this year's Padres, and they would never guess Mason Miller gave up the run.
Right. If you saw game 1-0, you'd say, well, they didn't. Yeah. And it was 2 outs, 2 strikes. The inning was pretty much all but over. And for some ungodly, crazy, unexplainable reason that even Mason Miller agrees with me and you and everyone else, he threw a changeup. Mm-hmm. He said, what did he say after the game? It was like the 20th one he's thrown the entire year.
Yeah. And
worse than that, he put it right in the happy zone of a left-handed hitter, which is down and in. We've talked about this maybe more than a dozen times. You can't throw down and into a lefty. And O'Neal Cruz is a pretty talented guy.
He also is constantly leading the league in hardest balls hit.
Yeah, but you give him one down and in, and you take 10 miles off the pitch because it's a changeup, and it doesn't fool O'Neal Cruz, and he wins the game 1-0. And then after the game, I got to be honest with you, you people make me angry sometimes. Not everybody listening.
What is wrong now?
You people, and you know who you are out there. All right. And if you're not, then you'll know that I'm not talking about you.
You do know that it puts people on edge when you say you people.
I know, but I'm just saying there's many of you out the game after that game last night that were thinking or writing or tweeting or texting and saying, how come we had Mason Miller in the game? It was the 3rd time in 4 games that he's pitched. And even the media, somebody in the media at least, asked Craig Stammen about it in the game. And they said, what are you bringing Mason Miller in? And Craig Stammen was almost incredulous, and I don't blame him. Looking at whoever asked the question, why did I bring Mason Miller in? He wanted to pitch, and he's the best pitcher in baseball. Why wouldn't I bring him in?
Yeah.
Absolutely idiotic for anybody to second guess that decision. And, look, if it was worth second guessing, I would, because I don't care. But that's not a second guess. He's the best pitcher in the league. And Craig Stammen said, are you available? And he said, yes, put me in. Craig Stammen said, if Mason Miller says he's ready, he's going in. And that's how it goes.
And also in every situation where they're heading to a top of the ninth or a bottom or whatever.
No, top of the ninth.
Top of the
at
ninth.
Home games. Yes.
Home games. And they're tied. He's going to pitch that inning.
Mason Miller always pitches the ninth inning.
It's not a departure from the usual plan.
Exactly.
It just didn't work out this time.
It did not work out. But for anybody that was second-guessing that night, and that's why I'm saying it's not you I'm talking to, it's the guy in the car next to you or whoever was second-guessing that decision, it is ridiculous to second-guess that decision.
Here's the actual quote from Mason Miller to Kevin Acee last night. Quote, humans can be idiots sometimes. Tip your hat, good swing, crush it, obviously, but I just can't be throwing that pitch in that spot. And this goes back to what I said about Jackson. I don't want Jackson sitting in his locker for an hour and thinking about striking out at the end of the game. Same with Mason Miller, but Mason Miller recognized what he can't do, and he's going to learn from it.
Sound like Mason Miller said what he said, and probably
we'll never throw a changeup again.
Well, I wouldn't say that. He's not going to throw it down and in, though. He's going to throw it down and away where it'll probably strike the guy out. No, but what I'm saying is Mason Miller, and it's getting hotter than hell in this room, by the way, and the air conditioning guy is not here yet. And it's not like you can just open a window on the 55th floor, by the way.
No, you can't.
No, so we're stuck. No, but it sounded like Mason Miller basically answered the question. Put his shirt and T-shirt on or whatever he was wearing and walked out the door and probably didn't think about it again. And that is by far the best way to be. It's hard to do, but a great closer has to be able to have that mentality, get in the car, drive home, and leave it at the ballpark because it will drive you crazy.
Yes, it will.
If you carry that with you all night. And maybe just a lesson for Jackson Merrill. I think Jackson, he cares so much, and I love that. You love that. We all love that about him. But he himself is going to be better served by not allowing that kind of stuff to stay with him too long like that.
Before we move any further, I just would like to remind everyone who's listening, who just tuned in, that Chris did give Manny Machado credit at the beginning of the show for going from first to home. So there. Along with the criticism, Chris will shower credit in there.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, Scraby and I have been working on a certificate of honor here with some of the artists from the Circa Hotel in Vegas. I plan to present it to Manny next time we're in town.
That's very nice.
Yeah, congratulations. You ran all the way from first to home on one play. But no, he did today. Good hustle by Manny. And when there's good hustle, we have to reward it. And so we do. Padres are going to Tampa Bay.
Yes.
And then I haven't even looked beyond that for some reason. I don't know why.
I'm blanking.
I know they got the Yankees coming up at some point as well. But do they come home in between?
No. They definitely
wait. No, the Yankees are here.
Yes, the Yankees are here.
Okay, so they go to Tampa Bay next week. And
why am I blanking on this?
Yeah, me too. So I'm going to let you look
Cincinnati.
It up. The Reds.
Yes, they go Cincinnati.
Ooh, did you see what the Reds did today?
They beat the Giants 10-9?
They were losing 9-3 in the ninth inning.
They've done this a couple times this week.
They were losing 9-3 in the ninth inning. They got 7, I believe, in the ninth to win that game.
Don't like playing the Reds this late in the year.
Not in Cincinnati because it can do a little number on your staff because you can score a lot of runs. But the Reds have not really been scoring runs all season long, despite the ballpark, despite whatever you want to say. What I call it for the Reds is the Chris Ello jinx that has ruined Eugenio Suarez forever because, I, of course, spent all of my fantasy baseball money on a guy who hit 49 home runs last year and has got 15 this year.
Well, you can't
Killing
say
me.
on the other side that because you just traded for Kyle Schwarber, so you got.
I did get rewarded with that today. Hit a home run, his 40th of the year. Phillies won, and as we mentioned, the Diamondbacks. You know who was the winning pitcher for the Diamondbacks today too against the Cubs? Again, Rodriguez, the guy who the only people that have hit Rodriguez all year were the Padres. Did we go off the air?
No, we're still on the air.
I mean, this room is kind of becoming. I'm starting to think this room is haunted. Yeah, they're turning the air conditioning off now. Lights are going off without anybody touching anything.
All right. Well, we only got 3 minutes, so we are going to make.
We may barely make it. We may barely make it.
This is very strange, though.
All right, let's talk a little. You talk a little bit about tomorrow because we're in Las Vegas. We're excited. We got 4 full hours. We're going to be in the. Downstairs here, but in the big ballroom, they have a big thing for the Circa event coming up. That's why we're here. We're going to be 4-hour show tomorrow. We're going to talk about their promotion. It is incredible. So now the lights just went on again. This is getting weird.
You know what? Maybe what they did? Maybe they just reset your electricity in your room just to see if that would fix things.
Well, let's turn the air on and see if that worked. I don't have any idea. But
Chris is really bothered. I mean, I understand why he's so bothered by this air thing, but...
Okay, the air just went on. Now the question is, will it stay on? That has been the issue.
While you're watching that, I'm going to...
So tell me about tomorrow. We got 4 hours, you and I. And Tony will be with us as well from Tampa.
Yes, we're going to be talking to Derek Stevens, the owner of the casino, and he's going to tell you how you can get involved in the Circa Survivor pick'em. So it's $30 million in total prizes, and they have several different games. So we'll go over those with you tomorrow. But I do know someone that played in this a couple years ago, and they did make it pretty far, and they said it was fun. So,
and do you know who the best Survivor pool guy that I know is? Because we've talked about him on the show before.
Oh, yes.
Sam the barber.
Yeah.
Sam the barber, my barber.
You and Bob Scanlon's barber.
Right. Yeah, me and Bob Scanlon's guy. Sam out in Mr. Cut. And I'm giving him a plug because I love him. But, yeah, good old Mr. Cut out there in Rancho San Diego. Sam the barber does Survivor pools, and he wins them. And, I don't know anybody who actually wins these things. So, Sam, if you're listening, you better get in the big Circa Survivor pool because if you're going to win, you might as well win big.
Seriously.
You know?
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, and the Survivor pool now.
I don't doubt that Sam could win this thing.
He's just one of those kind of guys.
Because every time you tell us about something he does, he ends up on the right side.
He's one of those guys. Yeah, he's just one of those guys that gets everything right. And the Survivor pool has become a thing now in the NFL. It was something that was only invented, what are you going to say, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago? Where you pick a team and then you pick another team and you got to win every week. It's kind of a new idea in comparison, but it's an idea that everyone kind of enjoys. So,
and there's some cash involved.
And
there's no rake, I believe it's called, where they don't they don't put the money. There's no rake, everybody. I'm going to get the definition of rake because I know I'll explain it poorly.
Rake, it's something you sweep leaves up.
No.
You said the definition of rake.
Term. It's a betting term.
That's all it is. We want to thank the Hambino. We got to work with the Hambino today.
Hambino. Thank you, sir.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow at 2:00 from Vegas. Have a good night.